This week, a bunch of the animals got upgrades to their living conditions, and some were relocated. The first is the duck. I brought the duck back, and it wasn't an easy drive home. You'll see I got a flat tire. I got a flat tire with the duck in the car. The guys at the gas station thought it was really funny when I pulled the duck out of the car. And now the male duck is with the female ducks. I'll show you that. The sheep are doing well. This is Ruby. We can look back at pictures of her mom who had the same, I keep calling it an allergy, but we don't know what it is. It's either an allergy or a, don't chew on me, honey, or a reaction to the sun, but I don't think that's it. Her brother has it as well. I'm using coconut oil, which seems to keep it under control, but not get rid of it. So I just thought I'd show you that. The sheep, their situation has not changed. I don't know what Rosa wants. So Rosa and Sal are both Pink's babies, and they are the friendliest of all the sheep. Sal really usually follows me around. That's him over there. I don't know if you could see that, but that's him. And Rosa will come say hello all the time. So let's get back to the changes here. So I'll show you the ducks. I was going to leave him in his cage, but they looked like they were all doing okay. So I let him out last night, and he and the female seem to be getting along just great. Of course, Lulu and Punky want them. Okay, I don't have any food right now, guys. So I am leaving them in their room for the day. They have plenty of food. I moved their bath in. They're talking to each other. And they seem pretty happy. He had a little, what I think was an injury at some point on the back of his neck. So when I picked him up, we put some of the purple spray on him. But I think it's already healed, and it's just a permanent scar now. But they're all in here. I'll let them out tomorrow, but I thought I'd give them a day so that he knows this area is his home. I will take the crate out later today. But like I said, they're doing great. That head bobbing is communication. It's usually a good sign, although I think it isn't always a good sign, but it usually is. And you can see the male is much bigger than the females. So, and here the chickens thought I had something for them, which I do not. So, the next change in living conditions on the farm is a small one. But a necessary one. So the puppies have their own pasture. And I have said before that the puppies, they're not even really puppies anymore, but we'll still call them the puppies, are escape artists. So these bars were not here. And this one, Punky, was actually climbing, getting her feet on here, and climbing out through this opening. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. So what we did was we closed it in, and we turned the gate around so she has nothing to step up on, and it seems to be working. So they have this pasture to run around, and they're pretty happy back here. I did mention in a video and got a question I think 2 weeks ago, about the fact that they do now have two different kennels right next to each other, and they're open. So Punky usually jumps over the wall there and hangs out with Lulu, which is fine, but they do eat separately. So they eat their breakfast. They're moved in here after breakfast. I'll move them back anytime after an hour to sometimes 5 or 6 hours they spend in here. They love to chase the chickens. It gives them something to do behind the wall. They play in here more actively. And, but they do get bored in here as well. So we need to come up with some new toys for them, some tough toys. And then we did have to fix this fencing as well because Punky was trying to climb up here. It's not safe for her to do that. No, don't do that, guys. It's not going to cut them, but it's certainly not comfortable, so I didn't even think she'd attempt, but she did. So I'm going to move them back to the kennel right now, and then I'll show you the third set of animals that they're getting a new home today. Okay, so this is the final move. Here are the baby chicks, and I had to give them a bigger waterer, which I put on this grate to keep all the food and rice hulls and everything from getting in their water. But as you can see, they're quite a bit bigger than they were. Some of them bite. And they are jumping more, and they really need more room. They probably needed more room a few days ago, but I was trying to get them big enough so that they wouldn't have predators in there. I've mentioned a couple of times that I know I have rodents back there. At this age, I don't think the mice are going to touch them. I may have a few rats or possums. I don't think the possums can get into their room, but rats potentially can. And so my goal is, I'm hoping they're big enough to protect themselves against that. And so we're going to move them over to the barn way back there right now. So we're in their what will be their new room. And let me just explain. This was where I used to keep chicks, but that was before I had 2 rooms for the puppies. And I mentioned in a previous video that I would like 2 walls between the chickens and the puppies. This wall is not super secure, so I might need to replace it anyway. I may start working on that right away. But this wall, I think, is more secure. No, it's the same. So we'll see if we can make this work, but certainly this week I'm going to need to put up some new fencing just in case, because those dogs are just too difficult. Now, hopefully they'll get used to the chicks before anything happens. But, okay, let me show you what I did to the room. I split it in half. Learned from past experience that chicks love to jump up here and go through the opening, so I closed that in as best I could. They do have a roost. They probably won't use it for a while, but they have it. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give them 2 food containers and a water container, and they should be good to go. So the dogs are in their pasture. The chicks are in their new room. I definitely have to clean this out. It's a mess, but I'm going to leave it there for now just in case they feel like they need to get some more shelter. Meanwhile, Punky is trying desperately to get out of the pasture, so we'll see how that works. And I'm going to bring them their water, the baby chicks. Everyone else has water. And then I'm going to see about getting more fencing. So it's the beginning of Carnival. I was not planning on going into town, and I think all the stores are closed. But one of the agro stores might be open because they're in the middle of town and there's a big Carnival festival. They might also be open till noon, and it's only 8:45. So I might get lucky. It is Sunday, and I think on Sundays they're only open till 1 anyway. So they might have their regular hours. I don't know. But I'm going to go up there and check it out. So I'm in with the chicks now, and they're all doing well. It's been 2 days since I brought them in here. I did take the crate. This crate is actually my friend's, but I used it to bring the duck home. So I put it in here, and the past 2 nights I have locked them in the crate. Not so much because I was concerned about them, but more so because I was concerned about the dogs getting through. And that hasn't happened yet. And the dogs are actually both in Lulu's kennel right now, and you can't see them because they're sleeping. So they're getting used to the chicks being here, and it's not as dramatic. I am still going to replace the fence on Yogi's one of the inside dogs. On Punky's side, so that she doesn't break through there. I'm going to leave the crate in here for a few more days, but I'm actually not going to lock them in there any longer. I'm going to just leave it open for them to go in at night, and we'll see how that goes. I ended up not bringing them too much more. I was going to bring 2 food containers. I haven't done that. I do need to fill that one up. But as you can see, they have food over there and they have food over here. So I'm trying to get them to clean a little bit of that up. Again, so we don't attract rodents. And then this is their water, and it gets cleaned at least once a day, trying to do it twice a day, in the morning and at night. But they're doing really well. We'll give you a quick update of the chicks next week as well as they grow. I was hoping to film some of the festivities for Carnival, but unfortunately, with the flat tire I have no spare yet, and I got it as Carnival was beginning, really, the night before, and so I couldn't replace the tire. Everything's been closed. Thanks for joining us this week as we showed some changes for the animals on the farm, and if you want to follow along as we continue to homestead here in rural Panama, we'd love to have you subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified when our next video comes out. And please, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. We'll see you next week. Bye.